Hello. Hi, how are you? I hope you. I know that can be frustrating. Our electricity in Uganda, I know. I know how that can be, but I hope it allows you. I hope it allows you, and I'm glad you're here. Hi, Steven, how are you? Hmm, it's good to be here. I hope you're okay. So, like I had said in the title already, we're going to be talking about the DV lottery. It's that time of the year. The month is literally over. Eh? And me, I will not stop telling you people to come to the country. There's enough space for all of us. We can all fit. There are enough jobs for all of us. You just need to know where you want to go. How are you guys? No one is saying I don't know. Hi, Tekla. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yeah, so just going to wait for a few more people, but either way, like the title and the description shows, we're going to be talking about the DV lottery, and I'll be here answering all the questions that you guys might have. Yeah, how are you guys doing? Where are you guys watching from? Yes, you did. I see you. I hope it is patient with you. I hope they do not feel the need to show off. I feel like every time they take our power, when I was still in Uganda, when they would take our power off, I feel like they're just showing off. Hi, Trinella from Sri Lanka. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I normally tell people, I think one of the worst moments for a content creator is deciding to go live and they're on the live by themselves. So it's really humbling that you guys are here with me. Please let me know if you can hear me and if my network is good enough. If I need to move a few things around, please let me know. But thank you guys for joining. And like I already mentioned in the title and the description, thank you for dedicating your time and energy to offer this information. You're welcome. Sometimes I feel like, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the DV lottery. October is here. Sorry, Steven. Thank you. Thank you. I love to do this because by the time I was selected, I didn't know. There was no Ugandan talking about these things, and I figured it was a good opportunity and everyone out there could use the opportunity. I was already running a YouTube channel. I was like, you know what? Let me just tell people about this stuff. So yeah, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the DV lottery. It's that time of the year. October is when they release the link for the DV lottery applications. And if you don't know what the DV lottery is, please let me know so I can explain. But yeah, it is that time of the year. We're going to be applying for the DV lottery, and I feel like you guys need to know. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. Is it true that the passport bill has passed? No, you will not need a passport. However, you're going to be paying for the application. This time around, the application is not free. We're going to be paying $1 for the DV lottery application. Initially, for all the time that I have known about it, it has been free. But as of September 16th, there was a law that was signed, and I'm looking for the right words to use, and they implemented the $1 fee. So we're going to be paying a $1 fee for the application. Now, we do not know the payment method as yet, but I was doing some research on that, and it looks like when we apply, then you would have to pay for it. Like, there'll be a payment method after the application. Now, I feel like you would need just a Visa card or a MasterCard, and it's just $1. So you pay and then you submit your application. I feel like that is how it's going to be, like how you would do online shopping when you add things to your cart, and after you've finalized, and then you submit, and then they take their payment. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. We're talking about the DV lottery. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask them. I am here. I'm going to give you like a whole full hour of my day, respond to your questions, and then I can go. The DV lottery. I am typing something here. I just need to make sure I already know what it is that I'm going to be telling you guys. I just want to make sure I'm giving you very correct information. I don't want to create room where I am sounding like I do not know what I'm talking about. I just love to be sure. I love to talk about things that I'm very sure about, because people come on the internet and misinform people. When does the link for the DV lottery come out? Let's see. Not interested. You're the first Ugandan to see online talking about the DV. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. I try. I know some other Ugandans who do. And oftentimes I tell people, if you cannot relate with me, there are very many other people who create this kind of content. I know there are some Kenyans who do a good job. I generally know one other Ugandan, Aaron. I've hosted Aaron on the channel before, and he shared his experience, and he creates content about the DV lottery as well. But I always tell people, find someone that you can relate with. If you're married, if you have children, there's some information that I may not know, because oftentimes I speak from my experience. I tell people about how my experience was. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us, thank you. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I am not here by myself, and I think for the first time we have so many people on the live. So thank you. Please like the live. I see so many of you, but there are no likes on the live. Please like the live. Leave a like for me. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, please do. Anywho, so the DV lottery is an opportunity for people outside of the USA to apply. You basically apply, and when you're selected, you're able to move to the USA. The first 5 years of you living in the USA, you're in the USA as a permanent resident. Personally, I moved here in August 2022, and I have lived here for the last 3 years. So in the next 2 years, I will be able to apply for my citizenship, and then I can become an American citizen. Now, how it works is when you're selected, so if we apply in October, I normally advise people to apply early. You see, when you apply late, because it's okay, you can apply even on the very last day. But what happens is when you apply on the last day, your case number is high. And what happens is once they have given out, because they have specific or a particular number of, for lack of a better word, visas. So in the previous years, they used to select 585,000 people. So that is the number of visas they have available. And you know, it's open to the whole world. So different people from the different parts of the world are applying. And oftentimes Africa is one of the last basically the last continent that they look at when they're issuing visa interviews. So if you decide to apply in November, because the application opens in October, oftentimes it has been October 4th. So normally they release the link. Kentucky, the consular releases the link in October. So normally 4th of October, and then it goes all the way to November 2nd or 4th. Yeah, so you have like a month to literally apply. And I always tell people, apply as early as you can. And like I explained earlier, the time in which you apply has an effect on your case number. And when you're selected, you see, when the visas get done, it doesn't matter that you were selected, you will not get a visa date. They will not schedule you. But meanwhile, you have applied, you've probably invested money looking for all the resources, the documents that you need, but you won't get a visa date. So I advise people to apply as early as possible. And once you're selected, process your documents. Just have everything with you so that you avoid being disorganized or whatever. So what do we need to apply? We still have time, okay? The link, so as of 16th September, they introduced the $1 application fee. Now, I feel like this might stick because, I mean, it was, you know, like amended in a bill and all those things. So it might stick. So from now onwards, unless we get a new president who's like, no, people don't have to be paying for that. But it looks like we're going to be doing that. Now, I understand initially they had said we needed to have passports as well. But they also sat down and realized it can be hard for people to actually get those passports quickly or probably on time, depending on the system of the country. So no, you will not require a passport. However, you're going to need that $1 fee. Now, we don't know how we're going to be making that payment, but when the link comes out, we will know. I had, so for the requirements, what do you need to apply? You need a passport-sized photo. Now, the passport-sized photos in our countries, wherever it is that you're from, might be a little bit different from the American-sized passport photo. Also, meanwhile, please let us know where you're watching from. I'm really excited to see you here. I don't know. I'm unable to, I like, the difference between YouTube and TikTok is that via TikTok, you're able to see the people who have joined and you can say hi to them as they join. Here, I am unable to see you unless you say hi. So please let me know where you're watching from. Just come on here and say hi. And if you have any questions, please be sure to leave them there and I'll respond to their questions. But say hi. Don't just sit there and listen, you know. Oh, hi, Tekla. Yeah. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to join me. I don't know what time it is there, but I don't know. For me here, it's just 2 p.m. But thank you for joining me. Yeah, so I was talking about the requirements. Your passport sized photo or your picture should be 2 by 2 inches, which is basically 51 by 51 millimeters, and then 600 by 600 pixels minimum. Maximum is 1200 by 1200 pixels. Now, I normally don't want to go into the details of the pixels and everything, but I feel like when you walk into a studio and you tell them, I want to take an American-sized passport photo, they should be able to understand you. And if they do not, actually ask them, do you understand what I mean? And if they do not, you explain to them, you tell them the American-sized passport photo. Why am I having trouble with passport photo? Passport-sized photo. Okay. So the American passport-sized photo is basically a little bit bigger than our normal passport-sized photos. Of course, it should be a white background. Look normal, okay? Don't wear too much makeup, big earrings and big wigs. No, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. From Uganda, Namgong. Hi, Fahad. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here with me. And what else? So you're going to need a passport photo for sure. One thing that I need to remind you is if the passport photo, if the picture is not of the right size, or it is not the required one, the application will reject it. That application won't go through if the picture is not the right size, it's not the right pixels, it's not what they require. That application will not go, you basically won't proceed. Yeah, so you need to be making sure you're getting the right photo. I always tell people there are very many studios. Depending on where you are, you can tell me where you are and I can recommend a few studios where you can go for the perfect photo, because they know when you go to a studio, because again, I do not know where you are, but you could be in like a remote area. But if you go to the cafe or studio or wherever, at least make sure one or two people in there can speak English. If they have computers, they should be able to Google. They should be able to Google what it is that you're talking about. Okay. Make sure you're not spending money. Also, this picture is a little bit more expensive than the normal passport sized photo. So those things should be like a wake up call or something. Don't just take the picture and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm done. Also, um, what was I going to say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Um, oh yeah, you don't need the physical copies, okay? Because now in our countries, we don't use those physical copies. So you just need one copy and a soft copy, yeah? So for the application, you can apply for yourself. I always tell people, oh, okay, first finish the requirements. Then of course the $1. Now, like I said, we're going to find out the payment method when the link comes out. Not every link that is going to be out there works. If anyone is asking you for money for application, now I want you to quote me right. I will come here and tell you for sure application is okay, $1 now, but free of, okay, not free, $1, you pay for the application, $1. But there are people out there who help other people apply and they charge you. I will tell you that application is easy. I promise you, I have spoken about this for like 3 whole years. I have walked you through. I have videos where I literally apply step by step that you can look at and do yourself. But if someone is out there and they're charging you for a service that you can't do for yourself. So yes, you are going to pay them to do for you what you cannot do for yourself. Yeah. But then also, it is not rocket science. You can definitely do it for yourself. Personally, like I said, I have done this for 3 whole years. I have given you all the information that you need. I have answered your questions. I am tired. I am tired. So, okay, not really tired, but I'll be having a live on my TikTok. I probably will have one for the YouTube family as well. I realized I abandoned you guys, eh? But one thing about YouTube is it requires a lot of energy. I feel like I need a lot of energy to be on a YouTube live, unlike the energy that I need to be on a TikTok live. So what we're going to do, I don't know, depending on the number of people here, because TikTok, there are very many people on TikTok. But yeah, so I will be doing a live when the link comes out. I'll be doing a live and I'll be applying for people. Like I had mentioned earlier, I'm sure you guys have seen some videos. I had promised that I would be helping people apply, and sorry, Zach, you said something. In Kampala, please recommend a better studio for this photo thing because it's quite crucial. So if you're in Kampala, sorry, my call came in. So in Kampala, I'd recommend I actually need to okay, so in Kampala, I'd recommend Dada Studio. It's Cham Towers, I think. That is where I took my pictures for my visa and everything. So that's where I went for my pictures. So I'd recommend those. And if you're in other places, you can let me know and maybe I can make some recommendations, because I know people who have reached out to me to, you know, tell me to recommend their places. So yeah. So what was I talking about? I keep losing my train of thought. I'm a little bit distracted. Yes. So then another thing that you're going to need, we're talking about the requirements now. Another thing that you're going to need is basically your what is it called? Your information. So you should know your first name and your last name, and then of course your country of origin and all that stuff. So I was still telling you about the payments. So yeah, so for my TikTok live, when I'll be live on the TikTok, I will help people apply, but I am not paying for anybody. Okay, everyone will have to. So I intend to provide a number, like a phone number, where you can share your details, and of course the payment as well, because I promise you, I am not paying for anyone. Okay, I already have commitments. I really love your videos. Oh, thank you, Tekla. Thank you. Thank you for watching the videos and for constantly coming back. I really appreciate that. So, for everyone who will be on the live that day, I think I'll give people like 2 hours of my time, because you guys are here. Time is money. So yes, I will. I'll apply for people on the live, but after the live, if I've not applied for you during the live, when I should recommend for us where they went. Oh yeah, if there are any winners watching the videos, please let people know. Personally, I went to Dada Studios, like I said. It's I think on Charm Towers. Yeah, Charm Towers. That same street. I don't know if it is. Oh, yeah, that same street, Uganda House, Aristoc, that street. Yeah. So after the live, I think I'll have one live on YouTube as well. If I don't really have that energy, because you guys, it takes a lot of energy to be here. But oh, what of Masaka? So I do not know any studios in Masaka, but what you do, when you go to those town centers, look for a studio where they speak English. Where at least there are people who speak English, people who know Google, people who you believe have heard about America, and then ask them, tell them what you want, and they should be able to to take the picture that you want. So yeah, so after the live, I'll be charging people just a small amount, to just make sure we're applying for everyone who wants to. I'm not going to be following anyone around. Whoever wants that can always reach out to me, and I can share those details with you. If you feel like you won't be able to join the live, no problem. No problem. But also, I emphasize again that application is really easy. Now, unless you're failing, of course, I'll be here to answer the questions, but you should be good to go. So, another thing that I would really want to talk about is the qualifications. Now, hear me when I say, if you Googled, even on your own, the qualifications for someone to like basically get the DV visa, because I promise you, everyone who applies, anyone can be selected. Yeah, because in the instructions they say you have to have completed your 12th level of high school, but I know people who did not finish the 12th level. So if you're in Uganda, the 12th level of school is basically your senior 6. But I know people who didn't do their senior 6, who applied, got selected. However, the problem is, after you have been selected, the visa. Okay, so if you might need my help, you need to have completed your form 6, because chances are very high, if you did not do your senior 6, I promise you, they won't select you. They can't select you. But after you've gone through that whole hassle, and then you get to the interview, and they tell you, oh, you know what, your visa has not been approved because you do not qualify. I don't want people to go through that. I have seen people go through that, and it's not nice. It's not nice. So yeah, another thing that I would want to talk about is our people with families. Is the portal opening in the early October or mid-October as of 16th? So we do not know that information as yet. Normally it was October 4th, like for all the years, but because of the new changes, chances are high they might push the date a little bit further. So most probably early October or mid October, but either way, October. And as soon as that link comes out, I will be here, of course, to tell you. Me, I will remind you. You get tired of me, you just stop watching. Because in as much as you are tired, there are other people who really need this information. So I'll be here to remind you and tell you guys to apply as many times as I can, because I believe we can all come here and, change our lives one way or another. I feel like not sharing this information would be really selfish. So if you're out there, selfish of me, because personally, I did not know about this opportunity. So it was my mom. For those of you who have been on the channel for quite some time, you know that I've shared my story. And for me, it was my mom. And by the time I was selected, I did not know anybody else who created about these particular things. So that is why I am here, to tell you to apply. Let me tell you, there is space for all of us here. You say that there is so much going on in the USA and everything, and the shootings, and all those things. I mean, I'm here. Some other people will say, oh, the DV lottery is a scam. Honestly, if it was a scam, can never be me talking about scams. And like, honestly, I could be doing other things right now, but I'm here. And not because I actually earn money. I mean, I get some little money off of YouTube, but this is information that should be out there, okay? And now with all the deportations and all that, I mean, there is room, okay? There are also states here that don't have people in them. So whether we want it or not, they're going to need the immigrants. So apply. And I feel like with the new rules, of course, the $1, that is of course going to take off some people. Some people are going to be like, no, I'm not about to be paying for this. So they won't apply. And when they don't apply, that is more room for other people. So I know we've spoken about it over and over again, but I also know when it is your turn, it is your turn. And you will never know unless you try. So I know that some people who have applied for like 10 times. Personally, I don't know how many times my mom applied for me, because the time she knew about the DV lottery, I was a child. And she started applying. So imagine me growing up, my mom applying for me, and then I made 21, and then she started applying for herself and my siblings, and then applying for me alone. So if I say I was selected on the 5th time, the 5th time was as a grown-up. As a child, I don't know, I can't count. There are many times. Sorry, so you keep applying. And $1, honestly, as the Ugandan, $1 is like what, 3,800? From my end, it's I think 3,000. If you convert from my end, it's like 3,400. It's not even enough for okay, depending on who you are and what you do, but maybe enough for lunch for one day. I don't know. Hi, just came in. Is the passport required? No, the passport is not required. I don't think you'll need the passport. Let me just do a Google search quickly here, but no. We'll win it. Passports to apply. Thank you. I hope you have a great day too, or night, wherever it is that you are. Thank you. Wherever it is you are, yeah. Thank you. Will we need passports to apply for the DV lottery? No, passports are not required. You will not need a passport to apply for the DV lottery this year. It was initially a thing that they were discussing about, but when they signed the big beautiful bill, they decided that we will pay the $1 instead, so we will not need passports. Hi Norbert, thank you for joining. For everyone who's joining, who is here, who has been here from the very start, thank you so much. Please let us know where you're watching from. Say hi if you have any questions. Please let me know. I know I am talking too much and probably answering all your questions, but if you have any questions, please let me know. Shall we use mobile money to pay? I don't think so. No, I don't think you would be able to use your mobile money to pay because you can't do phone transactions in a foreign country. Yeah. So because you're paying this money directly to the US Treasury, for lack of a better word, we might most likely use Visa cards or MasterCards. So you're going to need a bank card for sure. Oh, thank you, Norbert. And I'm glad you're thinking about, yes, you might need a debit card. Actually, I would recommend a debit card because I don't know. I think we have credit cards in Uganda, but I would recommend a debit card because at least they know for sure they're getting their money there and then. So the debit card has to be either a Visa card because most people prefer Visa cards. Yeah. So probably a Visa card or a MasterCard. Like how you do online shopping. I do not know. When I was in Uganda, I never did any online shopping. So I don't know if you guys can relate. But when you buy like something online, once you've selected it and you finally want it, then they ask you to like make your payment or something like that. I do not know if Apple Pay will do. I don't know, maybe PayPal, but I don't know if PayPal works in Uganda. Do you think someone can pay for you? Yes, most definitely. Like I said, I will be applying for people. Okay, so if I get a if I use my bank card, that is why I kept saying a debit card. If I use my bank card, bottom line, I feel like bottom line is they want money. So if you're giving them their money, I think they won't have a problem with you. So yes, I believe someone else you can actually literally use somebody else's card. Bottom line is that you're paying them, you're giving them their money. Yeah. What other questions? Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about the family. So when you apply, if you're married, you have children, make sure you're including your family members on in your application. Okay, so someone was asking, do they charge per person in the application or per application? So they only charge the application. So one application, $1. So if you add your people in the application, it is okay. You still just pay the $1 for it. Yeah, you don't need to pay extra for anything else. And then some people kept asking me about so if I had a child with someone but then I'm not with that person anymore, if you have access to this child, yeah, and you think you know for a fact you can travel with this child, add them to your application. But in a situation where you do not have access to this child, you can't actually say, because when you add them to the application, you can't get up tomorrow and say, you can't say you have a child and then get up tomorrow and say, I don't have a child. That raises some questions. So you are going to make sure you can actually travel with this child. If the person who has custody of a child does not let you, just don't include the child on the application. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions for me? I don't know. I'm trying to think about some other questions that I had. Then also someone had asked me about the parents, you know. If your parents are deceased, it's not an issue. You don't need to prove that your parents are deceased, really. Yeah, so they just care about you. If you were with your spouse and you probably divorced, you don't have to include them, really. One thing about this application is that for everything that you do for yourself, you'd have to do for your spouse or for your significant other. So if you are applying now and in your application you're not married, okay, and then by the time you're selected you're married, that shouldn't be an issue, because there's one other opportunity, the DS260 form. So as you fill out the DS260 form, yeah, because you could apply right now, because they release the results in like May next year. And then in between, like from now and May, you like get married or you have a baby, you know, or you get divorced or your spouse dies. Sorry, God forbid. But in the DS260 form, if you are selected, is when you rectify all those things. So that shouldn't be an issue. If you're dating right now and you feel like these things are going to probably end up, you know, you guys are going to end up being married, hopefully you're sure, you can attach, you can apply and include them as well as, you know, like your spouse, because as you're applying they'll not ask you for like a certificate or whatever, but when you're selected then they are automatically selected as well, which is a win-win for both of you. But if you feel like I'm not sure about this person, you can leave them. We're just dating, no big deal, you can leave them. Let me say, before applying, I think one should ask for consent from the mother or father. No. I mean, unless you still live with them, because at the end of the day, you're going to need money that you might not have. Yeah. So, I mean, if you need consent from anybody, then ask for it, because at the end of the day, you're going to need money. I also feel like we don't talk about how much money you need for this process. It's a little bit too much. As a Ugandan, as of 2021, 2022, when I left, the amount of money that I remember so well spending, of like, if I sat down and like, oh, this and this and this and this, I spent around 12 to 15 million Ugandan shillings. So if you need consent from like the parent, one thing I know is there is no parent who you're going to tell, you know what, I have an opportunity to go to the USA. I was selected. I need this amount of money. Of course, our Ugandan parents might be like, no, it's a scam. If they are saying it is a scam, you call me. Call me and I convince them. Because you could literally show them a video of me and they'll be like, you're lying. So you just call me and I'll talk to your parents for you. But yeah, if you need consent, for sure, please do. Also, for you to apply by yourself, like on your own independently, you have to be 21. So if you're below 21, you need to apply. Your parents need to literally apply for you. Yeah, but you see the problem with that. Actually, no, 18, I think. Yeah, for as long as you're 18. The problem with that is some of us, our parents, our African parents, didn't go to school. They studied, and like the highest level of education was probably senior 4 or P7, depending, because some of our parents have gone, they've done master's degrees and all those things. I would advise, if you feel like this is your parent didn't further so much in school, like they didn't do their senior 6, and you're 18 and over, apply on your own, apply as you. Because what happens is, once you get here, you can apply for your parents. Once you get your citizenship, you can apply for your parents and they come. But the problem is, when they select now your parent who did not study up to their senior 6, chances are high all of you miss out on the opportunity. And yet you, if they selected you, and you're 18 or 19, perhaps, because you need to have finished your senior 6, and they select you, when you get here and you've settled 5 years later, you can apply for your mother and your father, then they can come in because they are your parents with that affiliation, basically. So if you know your mother, your father who's applying did not do their senior 6, do for yourself. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I mean, for those with kids and they're separated. Okay. Oh, from the mother of, oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. Of course. So if you guys were to, because I know there are different kinds of separations, the different separations where the mother and the father are maybe co-parenting, and probably the father contributes or the mother contributes in one way or another, and you guys have like a mutual understanding. It's okay to let the other party know, hey, you know what, I'm going to apply for this, and should this go through, I'll be moving to the USA with our baby. And I know that some people can be selfish, might say no. So if you feel like there might be some bit of clashing and everything, do your things. Again, it depends on how the relationship is for you guys. Yeah, if you feel like you need to let that person know, please do. If you don't feel the need to, do your things. I also know there are times where the parents separate and they just can't breathe the same air. So do your things. Do your things depending on how it is that you feel. Yeah. Okay. What other questions have I been getting? I'm trying to remember the questions as they come, because I get so many questions and I just keep responding to them as they come. So I would like to remember, and whatever it is that I remember, I'll talk about. I had written some few talking points here. Oh, as you apply, you also need an email address. So the application requirements, you're going to need the passport size photo, like I mentioned. All the information that you might need to fill out your application is on your ID, the national ID, or probably in your head, so you have that information. But if you want like me to apply for you, I'll need like a picture of your ID, and then you need the application fees, the $1 like I mentioned, and then also you need your email address. You need an email address because as they communicate with you, they're most likely going to be sending you emails, so you need to have an email address for sure. Hi Godwin, thank you for joining. Your fellow tribeman Munyankore, joining all the way from Uganda, kindly help me reply this. We must say that the DV 2027 might start later than the usual opening dates. How true? So that could be true. Hi Godwin. Fellow Munyankore. Okay. Okay. Thank you for joining us. So that's true. That's true. As of the 16th of September, when they introduced the $1 fee, chances are high they might push the date a little bit further, but it will probably be early October or mid-October, one of the two. So whichever it is, all we know is the link will definitely be released at some point. And whenever it does, I will be here screaming at you and shouting. I know some people be like, but this chick also over talks about the DV, as if I will not stop telling you guys about the DV. Okay? Excuse me. I will not stop telling you about the DV, because for me it changed my life. It changed my life in as much as things are happening how they're happening in the USA right now. But truth is, you come here and you change your life, and you don't only change your life but the life of your family members, of your friends, you know. So once you hear about this opportunity, tell somebody else, tell your friend, tell another person, tell them. For as long as they finish their senior 6, tell them you guys apply, because I promise you, you will not know that you were meant to be here unless you apply. And once they select you, you'll be there saying, Me, when I found out I had been selected, I was like, okay. Truth is, I had very mixed feelings because I was in law school and I had not finished yet. So I was like, oh God, okay, what do I do now? So I had mixed feelings, yeah? And I left Kampala right after graduation. So it doesn't matter at what point you are in life. You come here, you start your life, and things work out. I always tell people, yes, it might be hard in the beginning, but as time goes on, things get better. Yeah, I look at myself here. If I was in Uganda, I'll also be struggling like the very many lawyers in Kampala. Let me tell you, Kampala lawyers in Kampala are struggling. In as much as some of them are doing well, yes, but I'd also be there struggling in Kampala. But they pay me 500K a month after struggling in law school and all those things. No. But yeah, I came to the USA and I'm able to be just about anything. One thing about the USA is you could be just about anything. For as long as you have the right documentation and all those things, you would be good to go. You guys remember General Megadi, that artist in Kampala, that that guy that we listened to as we were growing up. I don't know how old you all are, but if you know that guy, he was an artist, he was a musician in Kampala, but he's a lawyer, he's a doctor in the USA. Last time we went for Yuna and he came and was like, you know, guys, I have been singing for the last, I think he said 19 or 29 years or something. And this is going to be the last time that I sing because now I have to concentrate on my job. He's a fully certified doctor, that guy. So when I tell you can be just about anything in this country, you can. So me, I'm going to be here every year and tell you about this DV lottery until maybe when the president says, no, we no longer want immigrants coming in, you know, or until maybe someone says, oh no, we're closing the DV lottery and this is not going to be a thing again. But for as long as it is a thing, I will keep coming here and telling you and reminding you every year to apply. Because I know it works. I have witnessed it. I have seen it. I live it every day. It works. It worked for me and it can work for you as well. So please tell your friends, tell your family members, anyone, for as long as they did school, they do not suffer from communicable diseases, they are not criminals, you can move to the USA and enjoy the rights of these human beings as well. Because let me tell you, I personally look at my life right now and I feel like if I was in Kampala, I couldn't, you know, of like, life here can be, of course, complicated. It has its issues, like it's ups and downs. But I always tell my family and my friends that I wouldn't be as useful as I am right now if I were in Kampala. And Kampala is good. I got, girl. Oh my God. You got what? Please let us know so that we be excited for you also. Yeah, please let us know. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Yeah. So you can also come here. You start building your life slowly, so you don't have to spend the rest of your life in this country. Because for me, after a while, I'm going to go back to Uganda and settle there and enjoy my money. So as I'm still a youth and I still have all the energy, I will work. Look for that money. Put my okay. Oh, Brenda, sorry. Rebecca, sorry, I didn't say that because I'm over talking. Sorry. I need to concentrate on the questions in the comments. You use 12 million for everything, including air ticket and a lot more. When I like sit down and count, so the visa fee alone is $330. So that's like 1.1 million. And then the medical fees, because there's a medical fee. When I was selected, I think I spent around 1.5 on the medical fees, but currently it's I think $700. So $700 is like 2.1 Ugandan shillings, because things have changed now. And then I spent, because I had to travel to Nairobi, I did not fly. I used bus, and I think they charged me 150 Ugandan shillings for that ride. And then I went, of course, I have family in Nairobi, so I didn't pay for accommodation. But if you don't have family in Nairobi, so you have to count that as well. Then the plane ticket. My first plane ticket was 6 million. But then we're able to find someone who helped us get it at a lower price, 3.5. So that amount alone. And then what else did I have to pay for? So now, meanwhile, there's also the vaccines, because normally I tell people to get those vaccines, some vaccines earlier before you go for the what is it called, for the medical exam, because they are a little bit cheaper outside of IOM than they are at IOM. But then also, then of course there is printing. There's also transport to and fro to do this, do that, do that. Then there is what else? Of course, getting now like the birth certificates if you don't have them, getting your documents certified. So like I said, I have a, because now things have changed. Some prices have gone up, some prices, I don't think anything has gone lower really. That was meanwhile 2022. So it is like 3 years later. So yes, have you at least 12 million. By the time you apply, you need to be sure you can get at least 12 million Uganda shillings for practically everything. But also, because for me, I traveled in the summer, tickets are a bit expensive in the summer. But if you're traveling like during winter, December, the tickets are a little bit cheaper. So yes, have at least 12 to 15 minutes, 12 to be safe. Yeah. Okay, okay. Will the passport rule apply? Come DV 2027, and for the case of LDCs, like can mobile money, like QG, how LDCs, for the case of LDCs, I don't know what that means. Like QG, how shall we make that $1 payment? Can mobile money be applicable? I don't think we're going to be able to use mobile money for this particular payment. We're going to be, chances are very high, because we shall know when the link gets out, because they will attach a payment method. So chances are high it's going to be a Visa card, like an ATM bank card. So they'll ask for like the details of the bank card, the number there, the security code, and then the date of expiration. So either the Visa card or a MasterCard. That is probably what they're going to use. So if you don't have a bank account, it is your time to go to the bank and get an ATM card. I've been waiting for you to go live with my friends. Oh, sweetie, I'm here now. I am here. I'm sorry. I keep... You guys, I be out here fighting for my life with work and all those things. So I rarely, I'm so sorry. I've abandoned my TikTok family for like a minute, but I'm here now. I am here now, and I hope I can answer all your questions. I've been waiting for you to go. I'm here now. I hope you and your friends are watching, Brenda. Winners, please tell us where you took the photos from. Winners, if you're here, please tell people where you took your photos from. What about the host staff? Didn't you pay? Oh, so for the host, no, I didn't. So for a host, it of course gets easier if you know someone in the USA who is willing to host you. Because as time has gone on, people be funny. Both the people here and the people back home. So everyone is like, now I can't host, now this. But the host, of course, some hosts will ask you to pay for like the living space. Because I know people who offer like living services, or like if you're going to stay with them, you pay money. And by the time you come here, they have a place for you to stay. They help you do help you get your, Jesus Christ. They help you get your social security card. They help you get a job, but you pay them like before you come. Personally, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I am unable to host. But then also, what else? But then also, for someone to host, you need to have lived in the USA for at least 5 years, because they check your tax rate, your taxes, and your taxes show how much money, of course, you earn, like your tax returns. They show how much money you earn, and then they can tell if you're able to host someone or not. So personally, I'm unable to host. I mean, unless I am unable to host, for starters, because I haven't lived here for 5 years. But after 5 years, my plan is to get like a house, a nice big house, where I can, like when people do not know where to go, because I believe by that time I'll be making enough money to show that I can be able to properly care for someone when they come to this country. So yeah. The host, you need to know someone. They provide you with their tax returns, and they also provide you with their ID and an address. So it depends on the host. Some of them, of course, will charge you for some of those things, but some of them are kind enough to just let you come and stay with them for like a while. But also people be complaining. So these days people are like, those Ugandans, what, or whatever. But I feel like at the end of that day, someone just lives with you for a little while and then they leave, depending on, again, because you'd never know how someone is going to act or what it is they're capable of doing or not. So yeah, things like that. I do not know if you guys have any other questions for me, but I needed this live to be for like an hour. I literally just stepped away from work to come and do this, and I hope I have answered your questions. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for not letting me be on the live by myself. That is one of every content creator's worst fear. You know how you come on the live and you're by yourself? Scary. But thank you guys for being here with me. I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me. I feel like I've told you everything that you need. The requirements for application are your passport sized photo. The passport sized photo should be at 2 by 2 inches or 51 by 51 millimeters, 600 pixels, 600 by 600 pixels minimum, or 1200 by 1200 pixels. Now that is not important, okay? For me, I keep telling people, an American passport sized photo, 2 by 2 inches. When you go to the studio, just tell them that. They should be able to get you that, because it's not that hard. For the people who do not know where you are, you're probably outside of Kampala, go to a studio where people speak English, or you feel like people know about America, or people can Google, and then they what? They get to know what it is that you mean. Rebecca, thank you for your help. Take care. Thank you. You too. Thank you too. Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate you. And then also you need information that is literally on your ID. Really, that is all you're going to be needing. And then also the $1 fee for the application, and then your email address. That is all you're basically going to need to apply this time. My question is, when I did not finish my senior 6, I finished senior 4, but I had my nursing certificate. Even me, I can okay. So I have been talking about those things for like a minute now. There is in the instructions, it's clear that one of the qualifications is you need to have finished your 12th level of school. And if you're Ugandan, the 12th level of school is senior 6. They also say if you have work experience of at least 2 years from a job that you've been doing for the, I think, past 5 years. But also these jobs, I was reading about it last time, and it's complicated, honestly, because for that job, because they list the jobs and then there's a range of grades that you need to have gotten. Listen, it's a lot. So I would really advise that if there's a way you can do like an adult education thing and you just go and do your senior 6 and just have your papers there, I would do that, because it's a little bit complicated. you know. Thank you to Stephen. Thank you for joining the live and for being here waiting for me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, people apply with their senior 4 and they get selected, but I have seen them get selected and go through the entire process only for their visas to be denied. So would I advise it? I definitely wouldn't, because at the end of that day, it can be painful. Like, you go through all of this process and you hustle and all those things only for them to tell you you have not been selected. It can be annoying. Can be annoying. So yeah, thank you guys for joining the live. Please allow me end this here. When the links come out, I will be here with you guys, those who need help applying. I will share a number with you where you can send your details and application fee, and then I can help you apply if you would like. But again, I'll keep emphasizing that it's not rocket science. You can do it yourself. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night or your day from wherever it is that you're watching from. Thank you for joining this live and for being here with me. And I will see you in our next video. I'll definitely be creating more videos, so you guys take care. Bye.